Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna-prestaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami-niti Namani Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. So
Hare Krishna.
thank you for joining. So we will continue our discussion of Srimad Bhagavatam. So we have last time we have discussed about till 14th chapter about the Yudhishthir Maharaj asking several questions to Arjuna. So Yudhishthir Maharaj has observed so many ill omens. So Arjuna went to Dwarka and he has not yet returned. So Yudhishthir Maharaj saw so many inauspicious omens. So that time he addressed, he spoke to Bhima that 7 months have passed, but there is no return of Arjuna. So many inauspicious moments are so easy that Lord was about to get his pardon. So that time, after some time, he also mentions so many inauspicious moments. So after that, after some time, Arjuna returns back. So seeing Arjuna so morose, Krishna asked Arjuna that why you are so morose, and he asked several questions which may cause that why one person will be rejected, like your health all right, or you are disrespected by someone or neglected by someone, or you have been threatened by someone or failed to give charity or couldn't give shelter. So like that, many questions. So which indicates that these can be the causes of rejection. And finally, he asked that maybe you have lost your most intimate friend Krishna, that's why maybe so dejected. So like that, he finally asked this question. So Arjuna, he was now started. He was thinking about Krishna and he started replying to Yudhishthir. So that is being described in this chapter. So in this chapter, basically Arjuna, because he lost Krishna here in this situation. So because of that, he laments himself. So he expresses that lamentation to Yudhishthira Maharaj. And he remembers how all his power got from Krishna. And because of that, he exhibited so much valor. and now that power has gone. So like that he is lamenting here. So we'll see what is the thought process of Arjuna in this chapter. So Arjuna, he was he came back from from Dwarka, and when he asked, like in this way, Yudhishthir, he is asking so many questions. So because he at that point Krishna has already left him, so he was in lot of grief, and he was like having a feeling lot of separation from Krishna. So therefore, he was on top of that. Yudhishthir Maharaj is asking so many questions. So his 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 face got dried up, and heart got dried up, and his body has lost all the luster, and he, because he is continuously remembering the Lord, he could not speak immediately. So after some time, slowly tears are rolling from his eyes, so he could control those tears, and he smeared his eyes. And because Krishna was not there, he was so much distressed, and therefore he felt affection for Krishna. So he remembered the friendship of Krishna, and his what are all the how he is so intimately related to Krishna, how Krishna used to drive his chariot, and how Krishna used to offer him so many benedictions. So all these things he was remembering. So all the friendship that he has. So because of that, he was fully overwhelmed, and breathing very heavily, he started speaking. So in this way, he internally felt that the internal feeling is initially explained, because the condition of a person while before speaking, so that indicates what is his thought process, what is his thinking. So that is explained. Now he speaks. So Arjuna, he starts speaking to Yudhishthir Maharaj. He says that Vanchitoham Maharaja Harina Bandhurupina. Vanchitoham means abandoned. So now Krishna has left me. So therefore now I was alone here. So I don't have any. Krishna left me. So therefore I am, because of his power, yena me apahritam teje deva vismapanam mahat. So by his powers, because he has given me that power, I would have, like all my power, even the devatas, they are so much astonished by my by my power. But now Krishna has withdrawn that power. Yename apakritam tejo. Because of that, like my teja got, he withdraw that power also. So Arjuna was lamenting here. So in any person's life, so the most important thing is like the purpose for which they are living, and the why they are living, and the, like purpose and for whom they are living. So for Arjuna, Krishna is most, like he is friend, he is guru, he is like everything for Arjuna. So now Krishna also left, and the purpose for him for which he is living, like to please Krishna and all those things, all this power was also withdrawn. So in this way, like this is like very tough situation for Arjuna. Like all his powers have gone, and as well as his friend who is Krishna also gone. So because of that, he is not able to tolerate the situation. So he is telling that Krishna has left me now, and all my powers are also gone. So he is acknowledging that all his powers are given by Krishna, and because of that, I could exhibit so many powers that even the devatas got astonished by my power. But now that power has gone. And he says that yasya kshana viyogena loko hi apriya darshana. By not by if we are yasya kshana viyogena, if I get separated from even if for a moment with Krishna, for me loko hi apriya darshana. All this world will appear like very vacant. So Apriya Darshana is like it's look good. I feel a lot of sad if is not there. So he gives one analogy, just like uh, if life air is not there, that body appears very, that body doesn't appear good, even if it is of one's relatives. If life air is not there, it doesn't appear good. So similarly, for me, if Krishna is not there, all this world is appearing like not at all palatable. So it is not looking good when Krishna is not there. So like that, he is saying that if Krishna is not there, I cannot, whatever is there, I am not able to relish whatever things, whatever it may be. Like that he is mentioning. So now he recounts what are all the things he could accomplish with the help of Krishna. Slowly in his life, the different incidents he could perform with the help of Krishna and with the help of power given by Krishna's mercy. So first he remember that in the Draupadi Swayamvara, so many princes have come to win the hand of Draupadi, but no one could conquer the, the that is in the Draupadi Swayamvara, they have put a condition that they have put one what is called as Matsya Yantra, where one fish is rotating above in a yantra, and the person has to see below the reflection, below then some water is kept. So in the water, that fish, moving fish, is reflected. So seeing below, he has to hit the target in the above, like for the fish. So it is a very difficult task because fish itself moves very randomly, and also one should see below and target above. So that is very tough challenge. No one else could accomplish that, but he's saying that I could pierce the fish with a strong with my bow because of Krishna's power. Means Krishna has given me that power. You see, Krishna is directly not present. Krishna is there in that assembly. In fact, this is the first time that Krishna recognizes Arjuna when like at this point of time, Pandavas, they are in incognito. That means Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana, they sent them to one black house, and their plan is to burn them alive. So they set fire to that house. So Pandavas have escaped from that place, but they did not reveal that they are alive. So therefore, everyone thought that Pandavas were dead. So Arjuna and all others, they were in the disguise of a Brahmanas. So as Brahmanas, they came into that Swayamvara. So when no one else was able to perform this, able to achieve this task, Arjuna, he in the form of a Brahmana, he came and he shot this Matsya Yantra. So everyone in that assembly got surprised. How come a Brahmana has come and won this one? So at that time, Krishna and Balram, they were present in that situation. And Krishna told Balram, looks like he is Arjuna only by seeing his appearance, like that he mentions. So, but apparently Arjuna, he achieved his this feat only by himself. There is no external support from Krishna, but he is acknowledging that Krishna's hand is behind and all his powers were given by Krishna. So therefore, by his empowerment only, I could achieve this feat. Therefore, he is remembering Krishna's help there, how he won the hand of Draupadi. And, later on, so Arjuna, they were all moved to another place, Indraprastha. So where basically Khandava Vana, that is like a forest area. There is nothing much. So when the Pandavas they came along with Draupadi back to their Hastinapur, so seeing that there is always rivalry between Kauravas and Pandavas, the elders Dhritarashtra they have decided that let us divide the kingdom and let Kauravas stay in Hastinapur and let Pandavas they go to a place called Khandavana, which is like a forest. Basically, city they have taken, and for Pandavas they have given some barren land and Khandavana. But Arjuna and with all these Pandavas they accepted that, and Arjuna Krishna came there. So at that time, the bondage between Krishna and Arjuna became very strong. And that particular point of time, there is one vana, there is one particular place where Agnidev has come and took shelter of Krishna and Arjuna and told that I want to eat the food in that vana. Means basically they wanted to, Agnidev wanted to burn some of the, in some areas, some of the trees. That is like his eating of some of the uh, food there, which is like for him to help him to digestion. So because of that, Arjuna and Krishna they gave that benediction to Agnidev. But the condition is that when Agnidev is burning that forest, there is some friend of Indra who is lying there. Therefore, Indra would always come and uh, pour water, and therefore Agnidev could not burn that forest. So Arjuna and Krishna they assure him that Indra cannot harm this time. So there was a fight. Means Agnidev was burning that forest, but Indra was throwing water from above. Like Indra is the power of clouds. All the rain that we get is coming from Indra. So he started pouring water, but Arjuna using his Gandiva, using his power, Gandiva bow, and Krishna is riding at that point of time, Arjuna's chariot. So this is the first time that Krishna is riding Arjuna's chariot. So that time Arjuna using his arrows, he covered entire area above that forest with his arrows so that no rain could come down. So like that he protected from above, therefore Agni could burn that forest. So because of that, Agni has given him Gandiva bow. And also there is one demon at that point, Maya. So Maya, he has come, he was lying there, and Arjuna was about to kill him. But immediately Krishna was about to kill this Mayadana. But immediately Mayadana took shelter of Arjuna. So as soon as Mayadana took shelter of Arjuna, Krishna immediately gave up his desire to kill him because he has taken shelter of his devotee. So then because he was saved, Maya told, I will offer you one boon. Please ask me. So then Arjuna, Krishna reflected for some time and he told that, okay, you are very expert in constructing buildings. So therefore, please build one nice building for these Pandavas. That's where he constructed a nice palatial building, so which is called as Mayasabha. We know that later on, Duryodhan, he was so, just by seeing that Mayasabha, he became so envious of Pandava's opulence. So this Mayasabha has so many opulences inside that palace. So that was given by Mayadana. So that was also Krishna's arrangement. Like Krishna made that he wanted Pandavas to have more opulence. That's how Krishna always works. So Arjuna is remembering at this point of time that because of Krishna, I could even defeat Indra, and because of Krishna, the Maya Sabha was built. Where in that Maya Sabha only, the later on Yudhishthir has performed a Rajasuya Yajna, and in that Rajasuya Yajna, he worshipped Krishna there, and all the other kingdoms in Rajasuya Yajna means all other kings have to accept their subordination to the main emperor. So in this way, all the other kings they paid a lot of tributes, lot of gifts to Yudhishthira Maharaj in that assembly. So that is all because of Krishna's power I could do. That's what he is acknowledging. And he told that not only me, my my elder brother Bhima, his power is also coming from the empowerment of Krishna. So he had a strength of 10,000 elephants in his arms, Bhima, and because of that he could kill Jarasandha. Jarasandha, the story will also come in 10th canto, where Jarasandha has kidnapped so many kings from all over the world, and he wanted to offer them as Bali to Lord Shiva in Mahabhairava Yajna. So they captured, hit them, all of the kings, and they kept in jail. At the time, all those kings have written letter to Krishna, and Krishna, he decided that he will go to Hastinapur by the suggestion of Uddhava, and he employed Bhima to kill this Jarasandha. So like that, so Bhima has come and fought with Jarasandha, and finally, with the help of Krishna, he could kill Jarasandha. So Arjuna is remembering that Bhima also defeated Jarasandha with the power given by Krishna, and also while fighting also, even after fighting for so many times, Bhima could not kill Jarasandha. Fight went on for around 27 days. So daily they were used to fight in the morning, in the full daytime, and night time they used to come together and they used to celebrate. But Bhima was astonished. How can I kill him? Even after 27 days, I was not able to kill. So that time Krishna suggests him that you kill him by separating these two parts, by indicating a grass here shown here. Because Jarasandha was born like that. He was combined together by a demon named Jara and into one part. So that's why he's called Jarasandha. So Bhima has separated those two parts. In that way, he killed Dharas. So that suggestion also came from Krishna. And then we know that Draupadi was mistreated by Dussasana and others, all these Kauravas. So, but all these persons, all these Kauravas who touched Draupadi's hair were all killed by Bhima in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So they whoever tried to loosen the hair of Draupadi, their wife's hair was loosened because of the power of Bhima who killed them, and that also came from Krishna's strength. So that also is remembering. And there was once Durvasa Muni, there is one episode, Durvasa Muni. So this episode is there in Mahabharata. So what happened is Pandavas, they are in exile. So and along with Draupadi, and Duryodhana and others, they are always scheming how to harm these Pandavas. So once Durvasa Muni came to the palace of Duryodhana, so Duryodhana was also very expert in pleasing guests. So he so much pleased Durvasa Muni that Durvasa Muni asked that what benediction you want. So Duryodhana, thinking that how can I use this benediction to harm Pandavas, he asked that, oh Durvasa Muni has 10,000 disciples. So he told that you, along with all your disciples, go to Pandavas, but you go after Pandavas and Draupadi had taken their meals. After that, you go. So why he asks like that is, Draupadi has got a benediction. Yudhishthir Maharaj, when he went to forest, so that time so many Brahmanas also went along with Yudhishthir. So Yudhishthir is so much worried that, oh, so many people, Brahmanas are coming with me, but even I myself doesn't have a proper uh, source for feeding myself. How can I feed all these Brahmanas? Like that, he was worried. So at that time, by the benediction given by Surya Dev, they got what is called as Akshay Patra. Surya Dev gives, where that Akshay Patra can feed so many people. So, and it will stop feeding only after Draupadi takes. So, if Draupadi takes and she washes that patra, then it will stop feeding others. So, but before that, it can feed any number of people. So that's why Duryodhana was telling to Durvasa Muni that you go after they have taken meals. So because Durvasa Muni, Duryodhana's plan is that Durvasa Muni is so angry, and if he finds that Yudhishthir could not feed him, he will curse him. So that's his plan. So therefore he asked him to go after Draupadi has eaten. So Durvasa Muni, along with all his disciples, he came there, and Yudhishthir, seeing that Durvasa Muni and all his disciples came, he told them, "Go to lake and offer your oblations and come back, and we will offer you food." So like that he informed them. So they all went to take bath. So that time Draupadi was in so much anxiety because she already ate and she washed the pot. So she was in so much trouble that she at once remembered Krishna. So whenever Draupadi is in danger, she was such a great devotee that whenever she is in danger, she always remembers Krishna. So she was in so much anxiety that now we will not be able to give food to all these people. So remembered Krishna. Krishna, he was at that time he was with Rukmini. Immediately he left Rukmini and immediately appeared there. So just seeing Krishna, they were all very happy. Draupadi was very much happy. But he welcomed Krishna, and Krishna asked, "Give me some food for eating." So Draupadi, she was feeling that previously Durvasa Muni is coming, about to come. I was in so much anxiety that I will not be able to feed them. Now Krishna is himself is asking food. How can I feed him? Even though I may not be able to feed Durvasa Muni, that's okay. Even though he may curse, that's okay. But if I am not able to satisfy Krishna, then my life will be waste. So she became more anxiety and she revealed her condition. Oh Krishna, you yourself you are asking like that. I already cleaned my Akshay Patra. So then Krishna told, "Don't worry, you bring that Akshay Patra." Then she brought that Akshay Patra. She brought that. And Krishna, he saw that Akshay Patra and he found that little rice and little shark is still lying in that pot in some corner. So he just took that little rice and shark, rice and sabji, and he ate that. And he like told, "I am very much satisfied." So Krishna is the Paramatma, he is the controller of everything. So when he said that I am satisfied, everyone, everyone in that assembly, like everyone in Durvasa Muni and all his disciples, they felt their stomachs are full up to their necks. So they were all worried that they're so full that they cannot even take even one morsel also. In that way, their stomachs got filled, and Krishna just told, "I was satisfied." So then Yudhishthira told, Krishna told Bhima that now you go and call Durvasa Muni. So Bhima he went to call Durvasa Muni. Oh Durvasa Muni, please come. So hearing the voice of Bhima, Durvasa Muni along with all his disciples, they were started worrying. Oh my God, now Bhima is calling. Yudhishthir Maharaj would have arranged so much nice feast that if we don't honor that, they will feel offended. So better we will not go there. So they ran from that place. Means they went from that place. So in that way, they did not come back. So in this way, Krishna satisfied all the Pandavas and Draupadi. He saved that danger from Durvasa. So that's what Arjuna is remembering, how he was saved by Krishna. And he is remembering that even with this power given by Krishna, my power is such that once even I could satisfy Lord Shiva in my fighting. So this is like in the Aranyavasa Parva only, where Arjuna, when they were all living in Aranya Parva, so Arjuna he was about to go to heaven. He was traveling in Himalayas. That time, one hunter came and challenged Arjuna because there is some pig is chasing. So there, one hunter came and challenged Arjuna. So Arjuna engaged in fighting with that hunter because of some argument. So both are so equally powerful that our fight went for many long time. So finally, Arjuna saw that who is this person whom I am not able to defeat. And finally, the person hunter revealed himself as Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva also very much pleased with the strength of Arjuna. So therefore, he gave one astra called Pashupatastra. So Arjuna is remembering that by his strength, I was even able to satisfy Lord Shiva. So in this way, he was acknowledging Krishna. And this Pashupatastra, this weapon, Arjuna, he uses it against Saindava. So in the battlefield of Mahabharata, there is one time when Abhimanyu was killed, Arjuna found out that the reason for Abhimanyu's death was Saindava. So he took a vow that in next day, by the evening time, I will kill that person. So the next day, that evening is about to happen, but Arjuna, even though he fought very valiantly, he reached the other like Kaurava Sainya to the end, but still Saindava is not to be seen. So that time Krishna he uses his Sudarshan Chakra and covers sun. So everyone thought that evening has come. So Arjuna also thought that evening has come, and he was about to commit suicide. So that time Arjuna, Krishna removes that Sudarshan Chakra. Saindava also comes there. So that time Arjuna, he shows to Krishna showed Arjuna that see sun is there, sun is not yet set, and the Saindava is here. So kill him. Saindava or Jayadratha. So that time he tells Arjuna that there is a boon that if his head falls, whoever makes his head fall, that person's head will will break into thousand pieces. Like that, his father has asked a boon. So therefore, you use this Pashupatastra so that this head of Saindava, Jayadratha, will go to the lap of his father. So Pashupatastra is the weapon which it can take anywhere anything. So he using this Pashupatastra, he killed Jayadratha and took along this astra, took that head of Jayadratha into the lap of Jayadratha's father. And that father, he immediately got up, seeing that what has fell down, and he made that head fallen into the ground. So therefore, the head of Jayadratha's father broke into thousand pieces. So in that way, Krishna and Arjuna accomplished so many things. One task. So Arjuna is remembering this, and is also remembering that by the power of Krishna, I could, in the same with my same body, I could ascend to heaven, and I could sit along with Indra, and in that heaven, the even the Indra and others they have requested me to kill some particular demons called Nivata Kavachas. So they asked me to kill them, and I killed all of them. So in this way, even devatas have taken shelter of my arms. So that strength has come from Krishna. And also he is remembering that in Virata Parva, so where Pandavas are in incognito. So that time, after the end of that Virata Parva, all the Kauravas have attacked the Virata kingdom, and they have taken all the cows of Virata Raj, the kingdom of Virata. So that time Pandavas, they were also attacked by another king from other side. So all the Virata king and all other Pandavas, they went to fight with other king. So here only this Arjuna is there remaining in the palace. So that time Kauravas have attacked from the other side. So that time Arjuna along with Uttara Kumara, he went to fight them. So although Arjuna is alone with single chariot, and entire Kaurav Sena is there along with the great warriors like Bhishma, Drona, Karna, everyone was there. So Arjuna was single chariot with Uttara. Uttara is a charioteer. Initially, Uttara was came to fight, and Arjuna acted as a charioteer. But Uttara, seeing the army of Kauravas, he started running back. So that Arjuna brought him back, and he told that you drive my chariot, I will fight with them. and he showed him that I am Arjuna. So then Uttara agreed. And in that fight, Arjuna used Vimohanastra and he bewildered all the Kauravas and taken cows back. And also, when all the Kauravas, because of that Astra, they all fainted, so he brought back all the turbans as a like all the royal turbans. He brought it back. So in this way, he defeated the Kauravas in a single chariot fight, all of them. Then, what to speak of Kurukshetra war? In Kurukshetra war, so many like powerful warriors, all these powerful warriors are there: Bhishma, Karna, Drona, Shalya. So there, it is very, very difficult to conquer them. But Krishna sat in my chariot, and just by his glances, just by his beauty and by his glance and by his strength, he withdraw like they have like people who are seeing from opposite side. They lost the enthusiasm to fight with Arjuna, fight with Pandavas, and they have also lost their strength to fight just by seeing Krishna. So in this way, Krishna made all of these people lose their strength. That's how I could win all of them. And his power is such that even though I sometime like during the war, I came down my like when my horses were tired, I came down, I got down from my chariot and Krishna made all the horses to drink water, but all these warriors, they were not able to kill me at that point of time also. So, and just like Prahlad Maharaj, who was always protected by Narsimhadev, I was not harmed by all these people. So in this way, Krishna has always protected me in this battlefield also, and they could not kill me. So even though I came down from the chariot, so Arjuna at this point of time, how he remembered how he was saved. At this time, remembering that he was also remembering that the I engaged Krishna as my chariot driver. Although Krishna, great yogis always meditate upon Krishna to attain liberation, but out of my impudence, out of my pride, in uh, I engaged Krishna in as my chariot driver. So see my pride. So like that he was lamenting. So why? Because generally Krishna, Arjuna had lot of affection for Krishna in Satyabhav as a friendship. So therefore he always treats Krishna as friend. But now because of remembering Krishna with his powers, his the mood of Sakyabhav is now tinged with Dasyabhav. So Arjuna is like thinking that Krishna is my master, I am his servant. So therefore that has come now and he is thinking that out of my arrogance, I have engaged the Supreme Lord as my charioteer. So like that he is condemning himself. So I dare to engage Krishna as my charioteer. And he is remembering that now I am remembering all his jokings, all his talks. His talks were so pleasing, and his talk is like beautifully decorated with smiles. All his words that I am engaged, I am remembering them. He used to address me, "Oh son of Brother, oh friend, oh son of the Kuru dynasty." Like that, he used to address me in so many ways. So all those words, they are all touching my heart, and now I am remembering them. I am overwhelmed. So we used to lie together, we used to roam together, we used to sit together. And in so many ways, I always used to tease him. Oh, you are speaking very truthfully. Like sometimes, like in a sarcastic way, I used to tease him and I used to minimize him so many ways. But just like a friend tolerates a friend's words, Just or if son tolerates the father's words, a father tolerates son's words. So similarly, he tolerated all these words. So Arjuna, like that dasya, that mood of servitorship has come. So therefore now he is lamenting. The same things even when Krishna showed universal form. So in Bhagavad Gita, there also Arjuna says like that only to Krishna, to that universal form. Oh, previously I have addressed you as my friend and I used to mock you, but now I don't know that you are such a powerful uh, being. Like that, he also apologized to universal form. So this is the, like, sometimes Arjuna is always friend, but sometimes that mood of Krishna being the Lord and he is being his servant, that mood sometimes comes when he remembers the power of the Lord. So, like in Vrindavan, there is a little difference between the friendship in Vrindavan and friendship outside Vrindavan. So Krishna, he has his friends in Vrindavan. So no matter how much power Krishna shows in Vrindavan, all his friends, their friendship, that mood will never change. They are always consider Krishna as their friend. But outside Vrindavan, Arjuna, his friendship, sometimes this mood of servitorship will come. Like Krishna has so much power, he is my Lord and I am his servant. That Dasya sometimes will come up with Arjuna and others. So, so in this way, he is remembering Krishna's words and his actions and his power, how he is thinking. Now he is revealing that now I have been separated from this my friend, because therefore because of that I am feeling like my heart is appearing like void, and in his absence what happened is my power also gone, and some cohorts, some infidel cohorts, some cohorts, they have come and they have defeated me. So actually what is happening is Krishna in Dwaraka, all the relatives of Krishna, all the male members, they fought with each other and they left their bodies. So in the Dwaraka, all the Krishna's main queens, they left their bodies. But these 16,000 wives, 16,100 wives, Arjuna, he was bringing them back so that he could protect them. So that time, some cowherd boys, they have they came to Arjuna and they started fighting with Arjuna. So simple cowherd boys. Seeing, imagine the power of Arjuna, who is like a powerful Kshatriya, but now he is fighting with simple cowherd man, but he was defeated with them also. And they kidnapped all these wives of Krishna, 16,100 wives. So that's what he is reporting, that I was defeated even by infidel cowherds. So actually what happened is all these wives, these 16,100 wives, they always had a desire to attain the mood of gopis. Gopis of Vrindavan, they love so much and they know the glory of their love towards Krishna. So these 16,100 wives, they wanted to attain their bhava of gopis. So they prayed for that. So all these cowherd boys that have come, actually Krishna only came in their form, and he defeated Arjuna and he took them all these wives to Vrindavan. So that's what explained by Acharyas. From other Puranas it is mentioned. So otherwise, all these wives of Krishna, they are all expansions of Lakshmi Devi, and no one apart from Krishna could touch them. Otherwise, they would immediately disappear. So only Krishna only came in that form of cohorts, and he took them to them. He kidnapped them and took them to Braja. So Arjuna, he was thinking that he was defeated by some cohorts. He is repeating. So Arjuna, he was saying that I was defeated by cowherds because Krishna is not there. So he's saying that Tadvai Dhanush, I am having the same bow, Gandiva, Taishava, same arrows I have. Rato Hayaste, same chariot I had, and I am the same person who is doing this archery. But since Krishna is not there, all this power I lost it. Just like if someone pours ghee on a ashes, it will not have any effect. Or some magical person creates some magical things, it will not long last. Or some if some seeds are sown in a barren field, it will not grow. Like that, all my powers without Krishna, they disappear. Like that, he was lamenting, and he narrates the what happened to the Dwarkavasis. So he says that these these Dwarkavasis, Yadavas, they became intoxicated by drinking some wine, and they fought among themselves and they left this world. So this whole episode of Dwarka's Yadavas departing from this world is narrated in 11th canto. But in essence, actually it is the will of the Lord. Yadavas are all devotees of the Lord. So all those devotees, they are like a burden for the earth, in the sense that they are all devotees, and therefore they are all very dear to Mother Earth. So it is like a burden of the love. So they needs to go back to their respective places. So Yadavas, they are all eternal associates of the Lord. The Lord is about to wind up his pastimes, and he is about to perform his pastimes in some other place. So Yadavas also need some clue, some way, so that they could also join the pastimes of the Lord. So the Lord has arranged this all this fighting. So for externally it appears that they fought among themselves and therefore they died. But internally, all these Yadavas, they already they want to reach the abode of where Krishna performs his pastimes. So therefore it is arranged in that way. So Yadavas, they are also eternal associates of the Lord, and so there is a even the devatas in the Swarga, they also joined when Krishna came in his pastimes. So there are like two associates of the Lord. One is like eternal associates who always live with the Vaikuntha world where the Lord stays, either in Dwaraka or in Goloka or Vaikuntha. So they are all considered as eternally liberated persons, associates of the Lord. And whenever the Lord descends, sometimes from the heavenly planets, the Devatas also descends to earth. So these heavenly planets, all these Devatas, they are like they are called as Devatas. They are like they are in this material world only. So they join these eternal associates in the they which came from Vaikuntha. So, for example, this Krishna had his son as Pradyumna. So Pradyumna is eternally the supreme lord in Dwaraka. But when he comes here, the heavenly Devata Kamadev also joins Pradyumna in his body. So like that, two personalities will reside in one person, Yadavas. So Krishna is like Supreme Lord. He can perform so many, uh, so many illusions or so many opulences he can show. So these Yadavas in this pastime, the Devatas portion should go to Swarga, and the eternal associates has to go to the Krishna's eternal abode in Aprakat Leela. So both these things are accompanied by this fighting among themselves. So this is like for external world to show. In this way, this pastime is explained by Acharyas, the deep significance. So that Arjuna has narrated to Yudhishthir at this point of time, how they left this world. And he also mentioned Arjuna that this is actually the will of the Lord. So Factually, so it is not that they fought with one another and they left their bodies, but actually it happened by the will of the Lord. In this way, they killed each other. Lord arranged this. So in this way, Arjuna was lamenting. So at this point of time, when he is lamenting, in order to come out of that lamentation, he remembered the words of Krishna spoken in Bhagavad Gita. So Desha Kalartha Yuktani Vrittapopashamani cha. So those words of Krishna, of Govinda, they are all according to time, place, and circumstances, which relieve the burden of the heart. So burning heart, like our heart, if our heart, it may be, if so many calamities may always come, so therefore it may always burn. So when we remember the words of Krishna, the all these the burden of that heart will be removed. So that's what he is like, remembering the words of Krishna. So just by remembering those words of Krishna, slowly he could come out of that lamentation, because he is constantly thinking of Krishna's words. In this way, deeply absorbed in Krishna. Krishna told, Mandana Bhava Madbhakta Madhyaji Mam Namaskuru Mame Vaishya Satyante Pratijane Priyosime. Krishna has promised that you always remember me, you always worship me. So by that, you will definitely come back to me. So that promise he made during Gita. Arjuna is remembering that Krishna had spoken this knowledge to me, and he told that you will come back to me. So therefore, I will definitely go back to Krishna. So like that he understood. And when he is strongly remembering Krishna, so there is a difference between remembering a person of this world and remembering Krishna in separation. So if anyone is strongly feeling separated from any person of this world, that longing, that separation will only increase their lamentation. But with Krishna, if someone feels I am missing Krishna, that longing, that separation, that because of that Krishna is Paramatma, he is situated everywhere, he is the Supreme Lord. That longing and that feeling of separation from Krishna will make Krishna appear in their hearts. So they can feel the presence of Krishna in that longing. So Krishna has appeared to Arjuna when he is strongly remembering. So Arjuna could understand the import of Bhagavad Gita, how he will go back to Krishna. So he pacified himself with all that knowledge, and finally he was, because of those instructions of Gita, he never forgot those instructions of Bhagavad Gita. And at this time of calamity, this time of great danger of missing Krishna, he, recollecting all those words of Krishna, he pacified his mind. So in this way, he again became the lord of his senses and situated in transcendence. So all his lamentation slowly subsided by remembering Gita and by remembering Krishna. He again gained composure and situated in that complete situation of transcendence, understood the what is happening, position of Krishna and himself. So if you remember in Gita also, originally Arjuna was in so much lamentation that all these people will be died. So that time Gita spoke, and after Gita again he could come out of that lamentation mode and he fought. Now also when he was in so much in worry that Krishna, his close friend, so much dear to him, he was not there. Again he remembered that Gita, everything. Again he got his composure and situated himself in factual position. So all those meanings of Krishna he spoke in Bhagavad Gita were revealed to him. So so in this way he narrated to Yudhishthir and he composed himself. So Yudhishthir, hearing all these words from Arjuna, he decides that now the Yadavas have left. Krishna also left this world. So therefore, understanding that Krishna has left. Now his time also came. Therefore, with Yudhishthir, he could also, with full attention, he also kept his mind on Krishna, and he also decided to retire. So Yudhishthir Maharaj decided to retire, and Kunti, remembering that Krishna had departed, Kunti is great devotee of the Lord. She also completely engaged in bhakti, and she also went back to Krishna. And the Yudhishthir Maharaj, before he is retiring, so he enthroned Parikshit Maharaj as the king to this the Hastinapur, and he enthroned Vajra as a king to Mathura and other places. So this Vajra is a grandson of Krishna, who is like son of Aniruddha. Pradyumna is the son of Krishna, and Aniruddha is son of Pradyumna, and Vajra is the son of Aniruddha. So this Vajranav only later on, he installed so many deities in Vrindavan area, so which are like Radha Govind, Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Gopinath. These are the original deities which are still existing in Vrindavan and Jaipur currently. So he enthroned them, and he at once renounced everything and started towards north, Yudhishthir Maharaj. So their disposition is mentioned that Yudhishthir Maharaj, he was completely neglected the whole world, and he's completely absorbed his mind in Krishna. He did not care for others' opinion, and he completely depended upon the Lord. So seeing the renunciation of Yudhishthir Maharaj, all other Pandavas also, they also followed Yudhishthir Maharaj, and Vidura already left his body at Prabhas and returned to his original post. Draupadi and Subhadra also followed their husbands. They, in this way, they all at once they could give up their attachment to their kingdom and everything, and they were able to attain the position of associates of the Lord. So Draupadi and Subhadra, their husbands did not inform them that they are going. But seeing that their husbands are going, Draupadi and Subhadra also followed their husbands. So in this connection, Prabhupada writes one nice purport that everyone in this world has to board their own airplanes. That means like when someone is boarding airplanes, like the everyone has to fly their own airplane. So where that means the like some help can be given in the while someone is boarding the airplane, but once their airplane has started, their destiny is depending upon where that airplane will go. Similarly, this Draupadi and Subhadra said, like it is mentioned that at the end of their life, if any person remembers the Lord, they will go back to Godhead. So that remembrance at the end of their life, that person only can do. No one else can do on his behalf. But before that, anyone can help. That you can by giving instructions, by making arrangements. So before that time they can give, but at the point of death, that person only can remember the Lord. That is on his own. So that's what Prabhupada is writing. So Draupadi, so the help is can be provided in the ground before the flying in space. So, but everyone has to take care of their own airplane. Others in other aeroplanes they cannot help this plane. So like that, in danger, one has to remember the Lord. So in this way, Prabhupada mentions. In this way, every one of the Pandavas, Draupadi, and all the relatives, they all attained the Krishna's pastimes. They left their body and they reached Krishna's pastimes in another universes like that. They reached as Krishna's associates. In this way, this is narrated. Anyone who hears this pastime, they gains the devotional service of the Lord, which is the highest perfection. So like that, this chapter is mentioned how Arjuna is remembering the Lord, how all these people left the world. So why this is narrated? In order to mention that Parikshit, how he became king. Now Parikshit's rule, how he was ruling, all those information will come in the next chapters. So I will stop here. If anyone wants to add something, otherwise we will end it.
Thanks, Prabhu. Very, very nice.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Very nice.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hope you are all relishing Srimad Bhagavatam.
Yes, we are very much.
Prabhuji, I have a question, Prabhuji.
Yes, please.
Not related to today's chapter, but in general,
Yeah.
how to get rid of insecurities.
How to get rid of insecurity.
Yeah.
Okay. So insecurities in the, like in general, yeah, in general we may have so many insecurities, correct? So yeah, I will try to answer. So basically insecurity or fear of future, right? So these are all there. So like this is what Srimad Bhagavatam is all about, getting rid of fear factor from our life. So ultimately Bhagavatam in one of the shloka, it says that Bhayam Dvitiya Abhinivesho. Abhinivesho means like our mind is so much absorbed in so many other things. Because of that, that fear will come. Bhayam, the original fear it is addressing. So where
Yes.
it is mentioned that because our mind or our soul, the activity, what we are doing, it is placing itself in other than the Lord, it is developing this original fear. Because of that, we are getting this fear. That's how it addresses. But in general, Bhagavad Gita also says that generally we get fear or anything when we have attachment to some particular thing. So in general, the main fear that we have, that we lose something. That's how that fear will come. So that losing something is happening because we have some attachment to that thing. So like so many things are there where we may identify ourselves as, if I don't have that thing, I may not be happy. So that attachment creates that bonding towards some particular thing. And when that we feel that when that thing is going to lose, then that will kind of create that insecurity or fearness. So basically, this is like the whole concept of detachment, working with without fruitive results. That's what Gita talks, Nishkama Karma. So where Krishna addresses the problem that don't depend upon the results, but work as a duty. So basically, he is addressing the concept that don't think for the results and all the attachment or any other things that you have is not in your hands. That may be there for you, or it may not come or may come. But in spite of those situations, please be happy by doing your duty. That's what Krishna is telling. So basically, if we take care of our attachments, where we keep our attachments, from there maybe we can get rid of this fear. So only thing, we are not proprietor, but we are caretaker. If that mentality has come, slowly these insecurities will be addressed. And of course, the main solution is, like Krishna says, Yoga Kshemam Vahamyam. Ananyas Chintayanto Yom. Like whoever takes shelter of me, always remember me. For those people, Krishna says, Yoga Kshemam Vahamyam. Means I carry what they lack and I maintain what they have. Like that he says. So ultimate solution is taking shelter of Krishna, and that is the ultimate solution. But the mentality of attachment, if you are able to give up, then that will bring from the insecurities will reduce a little bit. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. But few things you cannot leave attachment, and I don't know. Like there are many other things where I don't know, Prabhuji. But you're right. Yeah, everybody says you have to live a very detached life, and that is why we celebrate Vinayak Chauthi. Is basically actually you are learning to detach yourself even from God. That's what I was explained about Vinayak Chauthi. Is basically back in the day they used to make Ganesha with mud and daily immerse it, and next day again you make another one with mud and again you immerse it, and basically that is basically they're trying to teach you detachment, that you shouldn't be attached to anything. But in this today's world, it's really difficult. But everybody's got insecurities of every other things. Few you can speak of, few you can't speak of, and when you keep thinking about them time over and again, and you call it the law of attraction or anything, at a few times those insecurities really happen, probably because you're always thinking about them, or I don't know how you attract them. So how to break that barrier? That is some. I know it will not happen overnight, but what is the right solution for it? I don't know. A long time ago, one Krishna Bhakt only told me about keep doing Maha Mantra, and it will take away insecurities. But I really didn't do it from a long time. I just started doing it for a couple of months. Yeah.
Nice way, because I'm happy that you are expressing your heart at least. So very nice that it is practically, it is very true that insecurities won't go in a like at some point of time, like very easily, and all these things are there. So basically it's like cultivation of the knowledge, slowly and slowly that will sink. So anything that we are so enjoying, it has both head and tail. Like whatever we feel that will give us at least happiness through senses or both in material things, everything will have its flip side of it. Only when we understand the flip side, then we can be able to like for example anything, even if we take simple eating, if we do something which is immediately palatable to our tongue and which may not be good for our health, immediately we may be happy, but in the long term, we will feel bad because our health has gone away. So, like that, if you analyze many things, it will be very helpful, but in the long term, it will be it may not turn out to be good. So we lament at the later stage of time. So, but when we give,
I'm sorry to interrupt. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So that's what Gita also talks about, three modes, Sattva-guna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna, where when we perform activities in Rajoguna, which says that acting for immediate gain, that will give happiness immediately, but in the long term, it turns out to be misery. But in Sattva-guna, the opposite, where we perform duty, we work as a matter of duty, it may immediately seems to be burdensome or troublesome, but in the long term, it will give its results. So that is the nature of Sattva Guna. So all this, if we try to develop this knowledge of these three modes, Sattva Guna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna, we will understand what is beneficial for us to do in the long term and what is not beneficial. But at the same time, as you mentioned, it is difficult to come out of some of the cycles that we have already in the mind. But that, as you mentioned, Maha Mantra is like very, very powerful mantra. So like if you, as you mentioned, you are practicing since these things, it is like it is like very, very quick process, you can say, out of all other processes, chanting the mantra. So you continue that for some time. At the same time, try to develop knowledge by hearing, by hearing this. Some of these things may you can understand some of the things what is happening in philosophy, and especially Bhagavad Gita also. as you have seen today's chapter, how Arjuna remembering Gita, he was in full lamentation, but by remembering the words of Krishna, he came out of that lamentation. Gita gives lot of life lessons. Like in some chapters, like 3 modes, it clearly explains how we are being controlled day in and day out by these 3 modes. So, and it also talks about duty-minded work rather than work without based on results. So that will also reduce lot of anxiety for us. So a lot of time we will be always in anxiety because outcome what will happen. So but that will slowly it will happen. It's not as mentioned sudden, but it happens slowly. And especially this mantra where we are connecting with Krishna. So that's where it like it mantra, this mantra is mentioned, Cheto Darpana Marjana. Whatever things we don't want to give up, or we feel that we are so much bound, this mantra has the power that it will relieve from those bondages. So that's how this will work as a powerful way. So you can continue, like in a regular time, if you can continue, that will definitely help.
Okay, Swamiji. Thank you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Hare
Okay.
Krishna Prabhu. I have one question. They say that, like you said previously, that like Yudhishthir Maharaj and Arjuna were leaving, and then Draupadi and Subhadra also followed them. So, and then you said that everybody has to follow their own destination.
Yeah.
But when you do, they say that when you do any puja or yagna, they say if the man of the house does it, the whole family gets the benefit. Is that true, Prabhu?
Yeah. So whatever activity a family together does, like for example, man performs, the husband, the wife benefits, and wife does, husband will benefit. So definitely those credits will always be there. So here the context is at the time of death, the conception that he has that will define the future birth. So, but like all this help is given before the time of death, like the how to cultivate that mentality. But at that point of death, he's like he's left with his own mind. So he doesn't have any externals. So he has to consciously choose how to remember Krishna. That's up to his hands. That's what being mentioned here. Everyone has to their own claims. So yes,
Okay.
definitely the help from family members definitely help, because that is all the external help we are giving. That's what he will think at the time of death. So that is the help. But internally also he has to have the will that I should remember the Lord at this point of time. That is
Like in third canto, it's written Kapila Deva's parents. Swayam Manu's daughter and her husband, she does a lot of service to him, and he when repairing to this forest, he gives her all his benefits of his yoga and punya. So is that what does that really indicate, Prabhu?
so yeah. So generally, wife and husband, if you see, they are like together. Like husband is serving Lord, husband is are engaging in so many austerities, so many activities. So wife is like acting like a servant to him. So therefore, it's like she is also serving the Lord. Or she is also part of those austerities, right? Like that together. Unless when she is not there, he will not be able to do. So like he has like whatever appliances he got, he can award to wife. So that's what.
Similarly, can it happen to the wife can do this austerities and give it to the husband? Is that possible?
Yeah, that is also possible. Like whatever
But
austerity. Yeah,
is
whatever.
it in the scriptures like that, Prabhu?
Uh, so generally, some like people say like we are if you are someone performing some devotional service, and in mentally he decides that I will offer the credits of this to some other person, so he can do that basically. That's what sometimes.
Okay.
That's why in family, if someone performs and is offering prayers for others, definitely that will Lord will take care of that other person.
Okay.
There are
All
so
right.
many incidents in Shastras where one family member he becomes dear to the Lord, and because of that, Lord shows favor to other family members also.
Okay. Okay, Prabhu. We took too much of your time today.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Dear Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Andra Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.